come out to play. Warriors!
Yo, what's good, people? Episode 95 on the Crypto and Down channel. I believe episode 8 on Gentlemen's of Crypto. What's good, Crypto Rascals, Crypto Warriors over on the Gentlemen of Crypto. We're back here to talk some PulseChain, some products coming out on the PulseChain. It's Asherel, Jams Jetson. I have the Long Vacation with me, as well as Toshi from PowerCity.io. Appreciate you guys being here with us. Go check out our episode 75 on our channel, and we did talk to them before, so it's good to have y'all back. We definitely appreciate your time.
Great to be back. Thank you guys so much. Warriors, come out to play. Rascals, what's up? I love that movie.
Classic.
Jams, thank you guys.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming back through. As Asherel mentioned, you were here about 2-3 months ago on episode 75. You know how we do here at Crypto and Down. A little bit of market recap, some news, and then we like to jump into the project itself. I'm sure the Crypto Rascals and Warriors will be in the comments section. So if you do have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, and we definitely will relay those. Just to shout out a couple people in the comments section, just call me L. It says we outside, and then Mix, aka Jasol, coming down. So appreciate everyone for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Follow us on Facebook at Crypto and Down, and follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Twitter. If you want to check out our latest NFT moves, you can see those at OpenSea.io/Crypto and Down.
But yeah, I would say also before we kind of get started, do y'all have Twitter handles that people can find you, can find y'all at Long Vacation and Toshi? Where can the people get in contact with you and look at you?
Cool.
Well, if you look up here, you'll be able to track the Twitter handles and things for Power City popping in and out. And I'm at The Long Vacation on Twitter. And Toshi, you are?
At Toshi Flow on Twitter. Yeah.
Nice. I love the
Power City. Follow Power City at PowerCity.io on Twitter.
And the new one, there's now Pixel Park NFT, right?
Yep. On Twitter.
Yeah. All right.
Just went live on Twitter, so come
say I'm following the Pixel Park. I know we'll talk about it later in the show, but let me go ahead and make sure I'm following Pixel Park, as they do call me NFT Jams. So I'll be having some fun in Pixel Park for sure.
Yeah. We were peeping out your collection earlier today, where we were just checking it out and see what you guys were collecting.
Hey, we've got, our collection has diminished.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe at one point we were holding like 70 NFTs. Now I think we're under like 20. But we've had a lot of fun going in and out of projects, exploring the different communities, having NFTs with utility, some with burning, swapping traits, some with actual, play to earn functionalities, whether that be our fur brawls, which actually battle, or our NFT 40 games, which is a first person shooter. So lots of fun we've had over the last year in NFTs, and that fun will continue with Pixel Park. a part of our city ecosystem.
Oh yeah,
very cool.
So
yeah. No matter where y'all watching, remember hit that like, share, subscribe, and check us out.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button. 2,000 likes, 3,000 likes. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. I like you like it. I know you like watching. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. But you'll take will smack your head.
All right. Don't want to keep y'all too long. Let's get into some prices, some stories, and then give us the latest and the greatest from PowerCity.io.
cool.
All right. I'm glad my internet is working. I was having some issues last week, but had to reset it, and we're back, I think, back to normal. But top cryptocurrencies by market cap, brought to you by nomics.com, where we look at the top gainers and the top 10 to 15, sometimes even 20 cryptocurrencies. All right, Jams, take it away. What we got?
All right, top gainer for today is the Gemini dollar, up 49% on the day. Number 2 is Helium, up 15.33% on news that they will be releasing 2 new coins, one for mobile streaming, and then another IoT, Internet of Things. So lots
Did you get your miner already? I mean, I feel like people have been waiting on them things for years. Like,
nope, still waiting. I think I ordered that in April of 2021, and this is June of 2022.
all right.
Which will come first, the PulseChain or the Helium miner? I'm not sure yet, but we'll find out. All right, Bitcoin SV up 13% today, and then Chainlink also up 9.9%. Global market cap. It's been a while since we've seen the global market cap below $1 trillion, sitting at $953 billion, down 2.3%. I'm sure Toshi, the long vacation, Asherel, you felt the pain over the last week. That was and it has been brutal. Any thoughts on just the general market as a whole? Health? Do you think we're going further down? Are we finding a bottom here at 21,000? What are your thoughts, guys?
I think we go down some more, unfortunately. I think we go down.
It feels like that.
Yeah,
It definitely feels like that. We haven't hit maximum pain yet, almost. I mean, there's so much pain, but it feels like we're just not quite there, right, Toshi?
Yeah, I think when we see AVAX at like $9, we might be near the bottom.
I was gonna say when Solana's trading for $5, then we know we have reached the bottom.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate that insight. Definitely be careful if you are out there margin or leverage trading. This may not be the bottom. And if you are dollar cost averaging into certain projects, just understand that the external fundamental factors in the economy at large aren't positive or conducive for a near bull market. So time to de-risk if possible. Nothing we say here is financial advice. Just 4 brothers now saying things publicly that we otherwise could say privately.
Are we going to talk about Tether?
Oh man, we can definitely get to Tether as well. I was about to start the top 5. I think Tether will probably be sitting at number 4. All right, so sitting at 3, excuse me. So we will jump right there. So Bitcoin trading today at 21,813, down 3.25%, continuing to drop. But what is interesting, Nomics and Clay is predicting a huge run up to 32,000 over the next 7 days. Let's see if that happens. I'm not too positive that will happen, but
It's pretty bullish. Wow.
yeah, that's bold to see there, Clay and T. All right, Ethereum trading at 1192. Man, Ethereum has really gotten beaten up over the last week. I think we're down like 30% on the week. Actually, yeah, so right at 34% on the week. Brutal. 44% over the last 30 days. And then number 3, we do have Tether trading at $71 billion, shedding almost $11 billion from their market cap. And then I saw some news of the Tron stablecoin USDD also losing its peg to the dollar. So yeah, if that happens, and then you get Celsius liquidated as well, unable to cover their debts, we may see a massive sell-off and still drive down to Richard Hart's call of 11,000. Didn't seem possible when we were trading around 65,000, but now 11,000 doesn't sound crazy at all.
And the scariest thing is during a bear market when you know, if you're thinking of taking the stable coin route as a place of shelter, that's now becoming something that's completely scary as well. Yeah, it's wild. And the tether news and all that weird stuff, it's like, what's safe anymore?
That's a great point, because you want to kind of go to a place of refuge, a place of safety, and traditionally that has been stable coins. But here, as you just so eloquently stated, not so safe anymore, not so stable. When we're losing pegs on various blockchains with various stable coins, all not the same, unable to perform their function of staying pegged to a dollar. So I agree. Maybe safer not to hold a stable coin than to hold one itself. We'll round out the top 10. USDC, market cap of $54 billion. BNB, trading at $222. Saw some news today from CZ that they, unlike Coinbase, Kraken, Crypto.com, will not be reducing hiring. BNB and CZ says that they have a sustainable model and their business will continue, and they will continue to hire, unlike their other competitors who have either put in a freezing of hiring or actually started to have layoffs. I think Crypto.com laid off 15% of their staff, and then Coinbase stated that they would no longer be hiring in the coming months. And there was even an anonymous petition. Did you guys see that from the Coinbase employees to fire Brian Armstrong and the other execs because they do not feel that they are running Coinbase efficiently after the failed NFT platform launch? Because if you're the biggest US exchange, you should be able to get more than 1,200 people trading NFTs on your platform. and they can't. So Pixel Park will launch and be bigger than Coinbase NFT. To me, that just like blows my mind that they have first mover advantage. They have market fit, yet they can't execute. So
exchanges, man, get off the exchanges, guys. Don't be sitting on those things.
Right.
Absolutely. If you have any coins, I'm glad you just mentioned that. If you have any coins on an exchange during this period, pull them to a self-custody wallet. Make sure you have your keys, not your crypto. So rounding out, Cardano trading at 47 cents, up 2.99%. XRP down at 32%, but is up 2.54% today. And then Solana. Damn, remember when Solana was trading for $200? Now it's trading for $29, man. Talking about buying. If you bought that high, you are hurting right now. Up 2.84%. Polkadot trading at $7.34, up 3.84. So looks like some of our alts are getting a bit of buoyancy after the bottom, but really interested to see if Clay and Numbix will be right over the next 7 days when we come back. Any thoughts here on the state of the market? Any coins you want to call out? I know we're all hexagons here, so Hex trading at right at about 3.5 cents, up 7.87%. Nice little dip yesterday on that Hex chart. Clay predicts a run up to 5 cents. We'll see what happens. Any thoughts, guys?
That's a nice opportunity. But going back to the stable coins, this is, I think, this is the door that federal regulators were looking for, right? When there is no safe haven in a market and you can't get into a stable dollar pegged or stable pegged asset because of all these different algorithmic stable coins are just falling apart. What do you do? And this is when you're going to see the CFTC and the, OCC and SE and other organizations in the US, similar organizations in Europe and beyond, step in and say, hey, we need to create rules around this for better or for worse, right? So you can argue both ways. But, without some kind of a stable place to go to when markets get like this, you're taking a risk even going into something that should be pegged to the US dollar, right? The markets can't work on that, right? You need something to come back to be able to get out of that's a zero risk type asset, So,
yeah, if Tether gets wrecked, we're in trouble. That's for sure.
Yeah, Tether being the reason why, we've seen these huge prices in Bitcoin and in crypto as a whole, so, but to me, I don't know, it's been proven that Tether doesn't have the reserves as they claim already. I think they were sued in New York. So, but it seems to have still holding its peg relatively, hasn't dropped that much from being $1. So that one seems to be backed by pure faith. But you're right. If Tether, whatever happens to Tether, it pretty much affects the entire crypto market, because it's like Tether was able to pump up Bitcoin, which and then was able to pump up everything else. Tether is pretty much to me like the Federal Reserve of cryptocurrency, just hasn't been able to scale.
Right.
Yeah, these things become anchors on the market, right? So, we were using these stable, places to trade into, and then all of a sudden the stable coins start falling apart. These are black swan events that some people weren't expecting, right? Terra, I think some people were calling out as kind of a bit of a Ponzi way back when, but it's just, that crumbling and then all of that pressure having to go to the others who weren't quite necessarily ready for it or didn't have the infrastructure ready, or Tether, if that's going to buckle, that's going to be like that last domino to kind of fall on the market, right? If there's going to be something that's going to push, Bitcoin back down to 10,000, right? That could be the thing that pushes the market into that extreme capitulation area. And then once we start, cleaning up the mess from that, then I think the market can figure out okay, well, how do we come back to this and do it better next time and get ready for this next bull run, after we lick our wounds for a while.
That's when Richard will drop PulseChain.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a couple years of this bear market before we even reach all-time highs, specifically thinking about Bitcoin, but then the rest of these different projects. So, we could be in for a lot, but I think during these times, that's where the innovation can truly occur, as far as things that come out that are stronger than before, take lessons from things that have failed. So it's during these down times, I think, is when people realize, okay, we don't have the luxury to be dropping millions of dollars on just a JPEG of a monkey. Let's actually figure out a way to actually make this thing add value in a way that's sustainable.
It's funny with NFTs, it's kind of weird because I've been seeing these just quick drops, right? You would think that you'd see more NFTs with people thinking through some more tokenomics, give it some more value, some more utility. But instead, I've been seeing these just quick drops where it's they're just, hey, no website, no Discord, no tokenomics, just drop it and see what happens.
Yeah,
kind of weird.
I've noticed a lot of those stealth drops as well, and they're just carbon copies of other NFT projects. So instead of it left facing, it's a right facing, and it's the exact same picture, just head turned one way versus the other. Or it's a derivative where they've taken certain traits and just pasted it on this new animal form. So definitely agree with you there. And you as well, Asherelle. That was a great point. This is a time for everyone to build, to be innovative, to ask those challenging questions. And it's a great time for Power City, to be honest, because you guys don't there isn't a rush that you're going to miss out on the bull market. at this point, because as you just stated, it's like we may not see that till summer 2024, all 2024. So right now it's like, okay, we have time on our side, and if you are, coming at it from an investor standpoint, you get to likely buy the bottom again. We're near all-time lows from the previous cycle. So, hey, find your blue chips, dollar cost average into those. Saw some great comments. Shout out to Real Talk. He said, optimism, osmosis, Elron, Celsius, Terra. Why are these projects bed bugged? Great point, man. I mean, you got the osmosis hack this week, where I think the chain may still be paused at this moment. You had the optimism hack as well, where the hacker randomly sends Vitalik 1 million ETH, and then you have Celsius and Mashinsky just basically saying, hey, bro, we can't pay our debts, and you loaned us your crypto. Too bad you're not getting that shit back. Like, then you have Terra Do Kwon literally being investigated by the SEC and Korean authorities. I was a fan of Elron, so I haven't heard about that one. Real Talk, you'll have to put that in the comment section so we'll know what's happening with Elron. Bitcoin Fashion says Bitcoin at 18,000. Real Talk says 48-hour Coinbase withdrawals. Definitely got to get out of those. And then Minho Donahue says Hex to half of a penny. If Hex goes to half of a penny, just better believe, call me Kirby, call me Pac-Man, because damn, we're a goblin, baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Let's keep it moving. Not too many stories today, but I want to show something that's kind of funny. Let's get in. All right. So here we go. I just wanted to play this from this guy. A lot of people listen to him, think he's something special, but let's take a listen to what Michael Saylor has advised about Bitcoin.
But take all your money, buy Bitcoin, then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin, then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business, it's in your family for 37 years, and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth, which is Bitcoin. So what
Oh my god.
That aged well.
Yeah, like, damn, man.
Wrecked.
Like,
wow.
Absolutely wrecked. And the thing is, he really is a spokesperson. I mean, MicroStrategy is the single largest corporate holder of Bitcoin. So his voice, his words carry weight. It's like Elon Musk tweeted about Dogecoin going on Saturday Night Live. Dogecoin is down 95% from that point. He went on Saturday Night Live. And then you have Michael Saylor here saying, leverage your house, leverage your family business that your grandpa worked 37 years to build, mortgage against it, get some finance, and buy Bitcoin.
You buy that Bitcoin top right now.
Fuck, man.
How many hundreds of millions is he down now?
Oh, bro. Well, I was reading the article, and it didn't say specifically how far they're down, but their point of liquidation was 21,000 Bitcoin before they would reach the margin call on their debt. And Saylor is, and we wicked down to 21,000, but they basically have some kind of deal where they don't have to sell off their Bitcoin to meet that margin call. Because if they did in fact do that, hell yeah, we going to 11,000. We might be going to 5,000, because the only way that they could then pay their debt is to sell down the price of Bitcoin. So Mr. Saylor, all those people you told to mortgage their houses, mortgage their businesses, borrow, what happens when you sell down the price of Bitcoin and then they're all underwater because literally of your micro strategy? Like, that's not cool, bro. Not cool.
Now, if you're talking about doing that when Bitcoin's in the teens again, right? 12, 13, $11,000 of Bitcoin. All right, yeah, okay, buy the dip and definitely position yourself for that next market. But you also got to be smart with, leverage is an amazing tool, very powerful tool, right? And it can do amazing things. You can also get ultra mega wrecked as a result of it, right? So be smart about it and position yourself, but you need to be able to wait out the market too. If it is 2 years of sideways chop, as Asher was saying, right? We have to be patient because it might be a very ugly 2 years ahead of us. We don't know, right? I mean, some people are calling for a bull market to come in the fall. Some people are saying like we're going to be in this for quite a while until the next Bitcoin halving comes around. So we're it really depends on what the Fed's going to do. The Fed's going to raise interest rates. I think this week even, right? But to your point earlier about now's the time to build. Now is the time to build things for sure. I just read a story yesterday about JP Morgan working with BlackRock to tokenize. I want to say it was trillions. They didn't give an exact number. It was trillions of BlackRock money market assets they wanted to tokenize on their own blockchain in conjunction that they're working with the country Singapore. So, I mean, they're working on this project, and of course, they're using JP Coin to do it. So it's all kind of private, but it just shows that these banks and these big institutions that are in traditional finance, they are working hard right now in this bear to get ready for the next bull because they want to be the ones leading the charge, right? Not retail. So, and that's the only way that we get to Bitcoin being 100,000 or beyond is when you get that institutional leap into crypto. And that's when you push, the total market past 3 trillion to 5 trillion, 10 trillion, 15 trillion, right?
Yeah.
So it's encouraging to see these guys really getting in a big way that, okay, not that we want all those, the traditional banks running crypto per se, but without their involvement, right? It's just going to be another kind of a weak double top that we saw here going to 65 instead of 100K this time around,
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. And kind of like before we kind of segue into talking about Power City, I remember last time we talked a little bit about your backgrounds and how you got into crypto. I know Long Vacation, you said you come from like a finance software development background, kind of setting up trust. And then Toshi, you said you came from the music industry as well. So for both of y'all, could y'all expand one on your careers coming into crypto, and then we can kind of segue into Power City and what led y'all there?
Sure. So I worked in private banking for 25 years in project management and software development and business strategy. So built various different software systems, statement reporting, account opening platforms, reporting systems, websites, and so on, to serve high net worth individuals, right? So you're dealing about, trusts and complex, estate planning tools used to structure the investments of high net worth individuals who want to pass on their wealth to future generations and so on. So definitely, hopefully something we all have to worry about in the coming years, right? Of what do you do with your PulseChain gains or any other, your NFT gains or anything else when the next bull comes around? You want to be smart about it, right? And you need to have your exit plan. What do you do to get out of crypto? And then what do you do once you're back into fiat, right? And where do you find good managers and good advisors to help you get there? So, definitely worked a lot with that. And we designed software to just try to automate a lot of those functions. But it's a very hands-on, white glove type of business. So it was interesting to learn just personal finance and some of the tools available when you're dealing with more complex financial situations. Most of us don't have to worry about setting up marital trusts and there's so many acronyms for different trust types for all different situations. It's crazy. You got Klutz and Krutz and Q-tips and you name it. There's like all these things out there, but they're all designed to accomplish different things with your money. And it's just a matter of finding the right kind of people to help you there. So that was my background. And when I found Power City, we were just kind of brainstorming about, hey, how do we improve one of these projects we liked? And then we thought, well, what if we were to try to maybe do it better, maybe bring it to PulseChain, right? And if that brainstorming turned into then trying to figure out, well, okay, well, if we build this one thing, then what if we tack on this other thing? We like that too. And what if they were able to talk to each other? And what if they shared some capabilities and worked well? And, oh, well, what about this? And it just kind of grew into this ecosystem of dApps, all these capabilities, because we realized that PulseChain is going to launch with a full copy of Ethereum, but most of those projects that are copying over won't be operational on day one because they're requiring oracles or graph support or other things that just won't be there. And or they won't even be updating their user interface to point to their contract on the PulseChain. So if we're not going to have all these things, why not build it ourselves and for the community, right? And that's kind of where PowerCity came in.
Awesome. Yeah. So for me, it's a little different. So, I moved out to Los Angeles when I was, I think I was like 19 or so, to pursue a music career. Went out there to just start, trying to meet the right people, get into the business. I did that pretty successfully. Was a singer and songwriter for a lot of years. Produced and wrote for some bands. I wrote for Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, bunch of other bands.
Did you write some of my favorite songs back in the day?
Yeah, I mean, worked with a lot of different bands, rock bands mostly, some hip hop stuff too. I love hip hop, actually love all kinds of music. So worked with some of the guys from Soul Assassins, Christian, and know all those guys. DJ Lethal's a good friend of mine. From Limp Bizkit, we did a lot of like hip hop and remixes and crazy stuff together too. Did the whole record label thing out there for a number of years, and then kind of took a hiatus from the music industry. Went back home from the East Coast. Went back home and kind of just did my own thing back there for a while. Got into vape shops. I own a few vape shops, and really got into crypto at that time. So Bitcoin and Ethereum was something. Actually, Lethal called me and was like, "You got to buy some Bitcoin and Ethereum." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Just check this out." And I knew about Bitcoin. I'm like, "Are you serious? Like, you're actually doing this?" And he's like, "Yeah." So I was like, "Let me take a look at it." So I looked at it, jumped in, and I think I got into like Bitcoin and Ethereum like about 7-8 months before it took off. Did that first shot up to like, I don't know, 11,000 or something Bitcoin price. For me, it was like, oh my God, what is happening? But I thought that's how crypto was after that, because it was the first two coins I bought were Bitcoin and Ethereum. So those were the two things I had invested my money in, and these things went bananas. And I was like, is this how this works? So I did sell. I sold my Bitcoin. I sold my Ethereum. And at the time, there weren't any tools and things like we have today with, like you look at things like Liquid Loans or Liquidity, what they did, and now Liquid Loans is forked over on the PulseChain. And being able to have these types of situations where you can leverage your crypto without selling it, and not leverage in a leverage trading way, but being able to collateralize your coins, not sell them, take a loan responsibly, and not sell your coins. So that's pretty awesome. And then really I started learning more about crypto, dove in. And, obviously Hexagon, I was in PulseChain from day one, and helped onboard a ton of new users, ran a bunch of sacrifices, one through the vault, worked with Magic Carpet Ride. Those guys, we did the Magic Toshi Ride sacrifice for Liquid Loans, the PulseX sacrifice there, just trying to onboard people and educate them. And then obviously met Long Vacation during that process, and we got into a group inside of the vault where a lot of us just talked about ideas and how we could really help bring adoption and bring some of these awesome tools and technology to the chain to help adoption. So it just kind of springboarded. I was like a sponge. I just wanted to learn as much about crypto as I possibly could. After Ethereum, Bitcoin, I just tried some random things. here and there, and obviously they never went as good as that. So I've been chasing that ever since. Like, and for this to see this fork of Ethereum and to being able to be a part of this opportunity with better technology and better tools in place that we can utilize. This is where I want to be at, man. This is like my second chance at, this is like my second chance of like, hey, you get a chance at that coin like Ethereum and don't sell it.
Agreed, man. Thank you both for explaining your backgrounds and how you got here, participating with Power City. Shout out to the Vault. Literally some of the smartest guys, I say, in the world in the Vault. Cool, down to earth, relatable, but smart as hell and open-minded, like not maxis in any way. Truly about the technology, about sharing the education with everyone, and of course making money. So just definitely want to give a plug for the Vault. As
love the Vault. And that was, man, we were in that thing. There was just a few people when we started that one.
Bro,
see the pit boss and it was small, man. It was such a small, tight little knit group, and they didn't know if it was going to stay small or if we should make it bigger. And some of the guys were like, "No, we like it just small. We don't want other people in here." And some people were like, "Look, we just want to bring people in that are like-minded." I'm glad that, and Jesse, who ran that room, said we need more like-minded people, and I'm glad he went with that because it's awesome. Yeah.
Shout out to Jesse, the pit boss. He was on last week with Liquid Loans. He's definitely a great guy. Crypto Rascals and Warriors have been introduced to him. But let's jump into Power City, man. We got lots to talk about here. As the Long Vacation, you mentioned this started as one thing, but has evolved into an entire ecosystem. You're talking about creating better tools for the blockchain. Toshi, you mentioned a way for projects and people to be onboarded onto the PulseChain. So, gentlemen, I'll let you take it away from here. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the light paper? Do you want us to shoot questions? Or do you want to just intro Power City to the Rascals and Warriors out there so that they understand what Power City is? Up to you guys.
Well, we could talk about a couple of things we have in the works right now. Power City, as we mentioned, is an ecosystem. It literally is multiple independent protocols that are designed to work together cohesively. And it's all linked together with the first thing we're going to be launching called the Power City Core. The Core is our central staking platform where you would be able to stake Watt tokens and earn a share of the revenue that is generated by all the dApps in the entire Power City ecosystem. So everything that is launched as part of the ecosystem will share its revenue back into the core. And as that core treasury grows, it will then reward stakers of our token with a share of those of that growth, right? So it is a way to participate in all of Power City, right? So not every project that we're launching will have its own token necessarily, unless it makes sense for that specific item. What is the core thing to really be able to participate in all of Power City as far as the growth is concerned? But you can use each and every one of the projects separately for your own needs. If you want to bridge assets between, say, Avalanche and PulseChain, right? The Transformer Bridge is a cross-chain swap designed to take you from the native coin on one chain to the native coin on another. So we know that Richard Hart's going to be building a bridge to Ethereum that will be one of the first things to go live, a couple of days after PulseChain launches, right? And that will kind of get us to price discovery on PulseChain, right? Once assets are bridged over and paired together. But Ethereum fees are still very high, right? And if you want to onboard your friends and your family, and you don't want them to give up a huge percentage of their capital to transaction fees, the Transformer will allow you to bridge in new value from Avalanche, Binance Smart Chain, Matic, Phantom, and others, right? So we're going to be supporting at least 2 chains at launch, if not more. That will expand as we get more interest in other chains being connected to PulseChain. And the whole idea is to be able to allow new value to come onto chain. So those people who didn't sacrifice, maybe, didn't want to go through Ethereum to get new value in there, to buy Pulse, to buy PulseX, to buy Hex, or do whatever it is, buy Watt tokens, they can come through these other doors and get there more efficiently. So that's one of the second thing we're looking to launch right next to the core. And that will allow us to open the doors for these other chains. They don't all have to come through Ethereum. You can come through multiple places. The Pixel Park NFT marketplace is kind of a cornerstone of the ecosystem. And, that is the premier NFT trading marketplace on PulseChain. Toshi can speak a little bit more to what we're building here.
Sorry, I think I was muted there. Can you hear me now? So yeah, NFT marketplace, Pixel Park. We're super excited about this platform. We're bringing over a lot of artists to create collections. We're also thinking of new ways to interact with users and reward them for participating on the platform, and doing some kind of, I guess, cross-platform marketing with some creators as well. I actually create NFTs collections myself, and I'm going to be releasing. I was thinking about releasing them on Ethereum, but then decided not to go for the copy and just release these onto the PulseChain. So my partner and I we're part of a group called Melted Minds, and we have a few collections that we're going to be releasing. And yeah, we've talked to a lot of artists within the PulseChain community that are looking for some assistance, and we want to offer that to the community too. Hey, if you need some ideas or need to learn how to do stuff, we want to help individuals get their artwork out there. And we also created Boxable, the Boxable NFT opportunity, which is something that is really unique and new, where we're talking about redeemable NFTs. These are NFTs that you can actually redeem for a tangible thing. So one of my biggest passions when I was part of the Liquid Loans core team was to find a way for people to, purchase. Originally it was real estate, but with NFTs, there's some red tape that the real estate market is actually going through with NFTs. So I came up with a solution for this with tiny homes, because tiny homes aren't considered actual real estate, they're homes. And we created an opportunity where we created a partnership with the largest tiny home manufacturer in the world, which is Boxable. And we put together a flow and a way to create NFTs on PulseChain, where a user can purchase a tiny home. And right on the PulseChain, as for example, if you were to use your Liquid Loans USDL, you could come over to Pixel Park, for example. You could purchase a tiny home, and you could actually hold that home in your wallet as an NFT, and you can hold it there and redeem it when you're ready for that home to be built. You can send it in. There's a KYC process as well. So on the front side and the back side, it's to protect the company from, hey, look, you're purchasing a home. We have to know who you are. We have to know where it's being shipped, all that information. So they would actually redeem their NFT. They'd come to the site. They would enter in their information. Long as we received that fine, they would get a burn address to send their NFT in, and they would get placed on a priority list. So Boxable has given us a priority list because currently they have over 90,000, it's probably approaching 100,000 people on their normal wait list to get these tiny homes. We were able to create a priority list for PulseChain. So people can purchase these homes. They go onto our priority list, and when they redeem them, they'll have the opportunity to fill out the information. They'll get an address to send their NFT to. It's like, basically think of it as a burn address, and then Boxable will be in contact with them to manufacture their home, and then it gets delivered to them. It's crazy. This is a first. We're breaking the mold with NFTs, and we wanted to bring that to PulseChain to bring adoption, because we have a lot of developers actually that are saying, hey, we want to participate in this type of thing. So we figure that's going to bring a lot of adoption to PulseChain as well, with people that are interested in real estate and developers and stuff like that.
Dude, that's huge. I don't even want to understate that. That's tremendous. Like, not only having actual utility for NFTs, but applying it in the real world with needs. So not only do people, like
Thanks, man. Yeah, it wasn't easy to put together. This was a deal we were working on for the last, I think, 7-8 months to really nail this thing down. And we've been working with the Boxable team directly too, so we can work all the logistics out of how this is actually going to flow. Because there's nothing really. It's not like something you fork or something you can copy a structure. We're blazing a path in this department, so we're excited to bring that to Pixel Park. And then we're also thinking of some really exciting ways to interact with NFTs as well. And that's something that we're still working on, some of the exciting new things. So we don't want to let the cat out of the bag quite yet. But our goal is to be the best NFT platform on PulseChain with the cheapest fees. We're definitely geared. We're very passionate about doing that and offering lots of different types of NFTs, including tangible assets.
One quick question on Pixel Park. Will users be able to purchase NFTs with the Watt token, or will Pixel Park main currency be the Pulse chain?
That's something that we're trying to finalize right now, because what we're trying to create, and I'm sure you know this in the NFT space with the marketplaces, is there's crazy competition, right? And if you look at what works and what's new, we want to create a opportunity for users to be able to earn rewards while participating in the platform. So I don't want to quite say just yet how we're going to roll that out, but it's going to be cool. I think you guys will dig it. We're pretty excited about it.
That sounds something like a looks rare sort of feedback program, but I appreciate that, because you don't get anything from being a OpenSea user. I mean, you just spend your ETH or your Matic. Royalties are collected, and that's the end of that, no matter how much of a user you are. But we did receive that looks rare airdrop, and I do like some of their incentive methods. So for those to be applied on the Pulse chain would be huge. Really, really love Pixel Park NFT marketplace. But dude, what are nodes as a service? Can you please explain this to the layman out here? You guys got NFTs, you've got a transformer bridge sending us to 3 or 4 different blockchains, and now you have nodes as a service. What's that, man?
So this project is a little bit further out in the pipeline. So it's not something that we have too many details on yet, but the whole idea are nodes are a key part of running a blockchain. Validators on a Pulse chain, or miners on Ethereum or Bitcoin are the ones who are actually processing new transactions and writing them to the blockchain. But nodes are keeping a copy of the entire blockchain database and serving it up for applications like your wallet, your MetaMask wallet, or go.hex.com, or any of these dApps that you use, to even OpenSea we were just talking about, right? They all have to have nodes that access the blockchain to read that information and display that information through the web interface that they've built for their dApps. So if everyone's hitting the same servers, you're gonna have horrible response times. So you need to have always on, high capacity, high response time, very quick servers available for developers to be able to support their applications that they're building on the blockchain, to be able to read that data in an efficient manner, and to be able to serve that information up and be able to use that in their applications. So the energy nodes is intended to be in a Fiora style service to sell node services, node data capacity to developers who need to access that for their applications. So the whole model is still being tweaked a bit, and worked out in more detail. We have several projects though that are in the pipeline ahead of it. So we talked about the core, we talked about Transformer, and we talked about Pixel Park. All three of those are in development right now and being coded right now. We did a live stream. It's going to be like a week and a half ago now that we actually showed kind of sneak peeks of each of those in a private test net. So we have bits and pieces of those running that we were able to show. Nothing in a public test net yet. We're getting closer, but those are definitely coming very soon. The other three that are following that now that are that are in development, but will come after the first three applications are the Amplifier Loan Booster. That's a custom front end to Liquid Loans, and that custom front end will automate the various different functions within Liquid Loans, so you can automate what are called the haunted strategies. If you've ever talked to haunted in the Liquid Loans community, right, it is a fantastic strategy using leverage to compound your Pulse position to buy more Pulse or other assets that you might want. And it's a strategy to use Liquid Loans in a responsible manner, right, with a high collateralization ratio, but especially as you're getting early into a new blockchain, a new asset, that you can ride that value up the bull market and be able to take larger loans to acquire a larger position over time. But it does mean that you have to be constantly tracking the market. You need to be ready to make all those trades. And every time you compound, it's like 4 or 5 transactions. So we're going to automate that for you, so you can actually put your Pulse into a vault, tell it what you want to do, how you want to dial into the strategy, and set it on autopilot, and it can go run it for you automatically as the price of Pulse changes. Or you can still control it yourself, but we'll have semi-automated functions that will allow you to one-click compound a new loan, or claim and route your rewards from the staking or stability pools into other assets. So that's a big one that we're developing right now. We're really excited about that. The other half of that is what we used to call the accelerator, and that's what you have up right now. And that is our yield compounding platform intended to automatically claim and restake yield farming and liquidity providing rewards. So liquidity providing rewards that we'll get on PulseX for providing liquidity for key pairs there. It'll be able to automatically claim those rewards, sell it, put it into more liquidity so you can farm more rewards, and so on and so forth, and automate that. There are some other protocols that are coming to PulseChain that might open other opportunities for yield farming and things as well. So those are other protocols that we can point those strategies at and provide different ways for people to compound.
Yeah, we did, and just not to confuse people, we did kind of switch the names around on a couple of these. So I know that the site is actually, we have an updated website. We're about to go live with it. We're just making some final adjustments on it. I think you guys are going to dig it. It's a little different than this one, but it's pretty cool. Kind of matches our background themes a bit more, and a little more information, and it just overall look is pretty wild. I think you guys are gonna dig this one. But yeah, we did change around a couple of the names, so I didn't want you to get confused there by reading that. We're about to release those updates.
Yeah, the new site's going to be awesome. It's super sharp. So, I mean, the guys we have on our team that are building that out, they're building the front ends for, the core that we showed off and so on. We just got some fantastic talent on the team, and we're excited to be working with them. When you see how everything works in the core and how they've laid it out, when you see the new website, it's definitely it's going to stand out from everyone else. That's for sure.
Awesome.
So the last thing we got going, that 6th item, is the latest thing that we've announced. That's called Flex. It's actually not even on the website yet. It's going to be on our new redesigned website. So, the metaverse is further out, even beyond nodes when we talk about all the things we want to accomplish. But Flex is it's a token that is backed by a treasury of recurring hex stakes. So there are similar projects out here where you can pull together to stake hex to get extra bonuses, right? And they did one for a 5555 stake. I think we're going to do another one for a year. This is a treasury that will have a hex, multiple hex ladders in it. and you would be able to put your hex in to get the flex token, stake the flex token to then a share of the income earned by all those hex stakes as they come due. So it'll have like monthly and semi-annual, annual, 3-year, 5-year, 5 stakes. It'll all of those in there. And as they're coming due, and every month, whatever hex comes in, it's going to do a new ladder, right? And every time one of those stakes comes due, it'll just restake it again. And that hex goes into the treasury and gets staked, but it's never sold because the growth that the treasury realizes is minted as new flex tokens, and that inflation is paid to only the flex stakers, just like hex works internally, right? So only the people staking hex get hex inflation, only the people staking flex will get flex inflation. That flex inflation is a direct result of the hex stakes that are in that treasury. So it becomes a black hole for hex. Hex going in, you get exposure to an entire ladder of hex stakes without having to be locked in and having to emergency end stake and potentially nuke your entire stake if you have to exit for some reason. So if you have to go pay a bill, God forbid, or you have to go, put your money elsewhere, you can unstake flex whenever you want. You can trade it, you can hold it, you can do whatever you want with it, right? Or you stake long term, you get the full benefit of being in those ladders over the years, right? So we're excited about that as being a new income generating protocol on PulseChain. It's built on something that's immutable. It will be immutable. So Flex will be immutable as well. Hands off. It'll run by itself. And, it'll become, we feel, a very positive influence on the Hex price when it launches.
Yeah, it's exciting. Hex never gets sold. So guess what that means?
Price go up.
It's going into Flex, guys. It's only doing one thing.
Up and to the right.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I think there's one more project left on the PowerCity, and that is Meta. Am I correct there? Can you break down what is PowerCity Meta? Damn, man, y'all are working hard. Y'all got a lot going on. So got to break that one down to us too.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. LV, you want to go for that one?
Does you want to cover that?
So it's basically revolves around Unreal Engine 5. And one of our core team members is currently designing on that platform. And I'm not a designer when it comes to that kind of stuff. I don't know how to use Unreal Engine 5, but it's pretty awesome. So he's basically taking what we created as PowerCity and put it in this environment, and it has been laying out the groundwork of what PowerCity can become and how it's actually going to be mapped out. So we kind of look at it like an environment where we can bring all the things that we've built within PowerCity and bring them into the city, but also gamify things and also create this kind of virtual environment that's interactive between friends. So like we could sit here on a screen and use it, or you could put on your goggles, right? Your 3D glasses or whatever, and participate in PowerCity. So, for me, I kind of envision it down the road as where you can go into this experience and pull up your MetaMask in a virtual environment and utilize the dApps, right? And also utilize Pixel Park when it comes to buying NFTs that are compatible with the PowerCity meta. And we feel like that's going to bring a whole new level of different types of NFTs to that platform as well. And also PowerCity, it's going to be so much fun. So we're already thinking in that direction. We're talking to some NFT creators that are making metaverse compatible products. And, again, like Long Vacation said, it's going to take a while. Metaverse is something, it takes time to build, but we want to build it out while we're creating things in the background and mapping this thing out so that it works within our whole ecosystem. So yeah, it's wild. I mean, there's Boxable also. One thing I'll mention about the Boxable NFTs is they created a 3D Boxable home for us that you can literally put on your headset, and you feel like you're in it. Like you can sit on the couch, and it's an actual 3D space. So we're going to create a metaverse NFT asset with that one, and we're kicking around some cool ideas so that you can utilize that. And probably what we'll end up doing is airdropping those to people that actually purchased the tangible home for free, so they'll actually get those airdropped to them, and then the rest will probably sell within Pixel Park, and people can purchase those.
Awesome.
Wow. Yeah. I was just showing Unreal Engine 5 just now for anyone who I didn't know what that was. So,
oh man, yeah, it's intense. It's
Well, I mean, they're investing $1 billion with some other groups to build out and expand their capabilities for metaverse and massive shared experiences. So, I mean, it's a lot of investment going into that engine, and it's definitely the highest visual fidelity that we've seen yet. If you've seen some of the demos, it's just incredible what they can do with it these days. So the challenge is just scaling that up to be with thousands or even more, hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of people at once, and really the question comes down to how do we allow people to be creative within this space, right? Personally, I see PowerCity as a city full of doors, right? And those doors take you to all these these entertainment areas and opportunities to experience all kinds of things, and they are things that anybody should be able to create, right? Take the SDK and go build your space. If you want to build an NFT art gallery that you can walk around, your NFTs or art hung on the walls, right? And you can display that, maybe even charge admission, right? Sure, why not? If you want to have a concert and you have a music venue, you want to have your band performing, sure, why not, right? Someone said that they want to do set up shop in metaverse to be able to sell some of their products that they have. I think one was a fitness instructor, so I'm not sure how that would translate, but I mean, I'm sure it'd be really creative, right? And people will come up with like 10 times more creative things to do within these spaces than probably we can. So if we can get the right tools out there for people to put stuff behind all these doors, man, it's going to be crazy, right?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys ever saw the Fortnite Marshmello concert that he did, kind of like in the kind of meta there, that feel. That's the kind of cool stuff that we want to incorporate within PowerCity to do concerts. Actually, Lethal wants to have a club. He wants to do a club where he can DJ and perform and then have like parties and stuff in there. So this is all kind of stuff we want to be able to do and have fun. You know what I mean? Like if you want to, have a meeting room to talk with friends and let's say like you do in Telegram, a lot of the crypto community where, you're just hearing your buddy's wrecked voice over the Telegram microphone, which is constantly messing up. It's like you can just do this in an environment where you can have your headset on, right? And you can actually have an avatar, see that person, or a group of people in a conference room where you can interact with them. It's pretty fun. And then, maybe somebody opens the door and you can like just jump out the window and kind of, fly around and stuff like that. Kind of cool stuff we want to be able to incorporate, have fun, weird racing type of stuff and all that kind of cool stuff. So many ideas. A lot of our teammates are really creative, and we've just been thinking some really, really awesome ideas what to bring into PowerCity.
Hey,
so
man.
I know a lot of people, they look at everything that we're doing, right? It's a long list of things, and it's saying like, oh my gosh, you've bitten off more than you can chew. You guys can't possibly do all this. Look, we're 13 guys. We have 3 development teams working in parallel right now, building 3 things at once, while we are actually also designing the next 3 to be developed right behind that, right? So this is all real work. And like I said, we've done demonstrations recently showing some of this stuff actually working on a computer. Yes, it's not finished yet. It's all work in progress, and it does take time. But, this team is taking on 6 times the amount of work that most teams are putting into doing one project. And we're doing this all on PulseChain to drive PulseChain adoption, to bring people to PulseChain, a new value to PulseChain, and allow us to do things on PulseChain once we've gotten those sacrificed Pulse coins, right? So without these things there, good DeFi to get involved in, we'll just be sitting around handing our coins back and forth to each other, and that's not fun, right?
That's true, man.
Right.
Like, I think Power City is integral to the success of the PulseChain. Want to get a couple of these questions out that the comment section has. Real Talk asked over on the Gentleman of Crypto, any land sales planned?
Land sales? Is that what? I'm sorry.
Yes, land sales, and I think that's related to the Power City.
So that's a really interesting question. So that's a possibility, right? Because with Boxable can come land sale opportunities. If you put those things together, then is that what you mean, or are you talking about in the meta? Are you talking about just in the
I
pixel?
think he's referring to in the meta world itself, similar to like a Alluvium or the recent land
But
with
the other part's cool, like real world land sales. That, I mean, that's even better, honestly.
True, very good. So, which segues into another question from Nagarjana Magadi. He says, I read somewhere Pixel Park also makes NFTs available to buy real home, automobile, jewelry, etc. And I'll throw his other question out there. What makes Pixel Park unique apart from other projects on PulseChain?
So we haven't done the vehicles or the jewelry yet, but those are all things, great examples of what we talked about are possible, right, Toshi?
Right, exactly. Those things are possible. And again, I feel we're cracking the mold with Boxable and showing that we're able to create NFTs in the form of a tangible asset. And I think it only is going to grow from there. I think that, we will, as founders, think of these things to be able to do. But we think a lot of the community are going to come up with crazy cool ideas to implement these same types of ideas in other products. Because honestly, I think NFTs are we're just scraping the surface with artwork. I think that it goes far beyond that, from like storing data, medical records, marriage licenses, so many things, right? Can be converted into an NFT and stored. So yeah, look, the Boxable is the first of its kind, and yeah, we could have went and launched that on Ethereum, but we decided to hold this for PulseChain because we want to bring the adoption. So that I think that's what makes Pixel Park so special, is we're holding back some of these really, really great ideas because we want to bring this to PulseChain to bring adoption in, and I feel like that's what separates us, as well as artists. So we have artists coming to create and create collections, and some amazing artists. You guys will see soon some of the artworks that are being put together. They're freaking awesome.
Awesome.
What's funny, in the Vault, some folks were asking about, their Cybertruck, reservations that they have with Tesla. And we were joking, it's like, well, wouldn't it have been nice if Tesla had instead launched those as NFTs where you could resell your reservation if you no longer wanted to keep that spot in line for some reason, or if you wanted to have further spot in line, right? You can pay more to get earlier in line, right?
Yeah. He should have passed on the whole Bitcoin thing. Bro. Forget about the Doge. It doesn't matter. If you would have created those NFTs and make those available for people on chain.
Hey man, these are billion-dollar ideas that you're just like randomly throwing off the top. But that's genius. Yeah. Like, they missed out on a huge move, and to see you guys planning to execute something like that is awesome. Like, I've been bullish on Power City since our first interview, and to see the growth and development is awesome to see here. Shout out to Jesus. He says Ivan leads our PCM development team. Play to earn is something he's very focused on as well. And then shout out to the comment section. I see a lot of Mo Power out there, so a lot of belief in Power City and the core. Yasmin says great interview. Toshi Flow and the long vacation killing it. Most definitely, as always. Shout out to Media Bear, says fantastic show, gents. Great guests. So, hey, man, looks like there is some positive feedback from both channels here on Power City. If you have any additional questions, feel free to ask those. But I don't want people to forget about the staking on of Watt token itself. Watt token will be kind of the foundational basis of Power City. That's where you will receive the revenue sharing of these additional projects. So Watt, W-A-T-T, will be the token of Power City, but there may be others. I know you guys have ideas flowing, so very, very excited to see the growth in what happens with the.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. A big shout out to Pulse Jesus. He's always in our chat. He's one of our founders, always super active, always helping people. Same with Yasmin, one of our community managers. Jenny from the block's usually here. Maybe she's busy tonight, but thank you guys big time. And if anybody does have Elon Musk's number, send it our way because we want to call him about this idea. We want to get on him. So,
Hey, man, I love it.
Maybe we can get it through the Boxable guys since he lives in a Boxable home, right?
Right? He's got to have his number and file some. Yeah, when I go out to Vegas, I'm going to try and sneak in the office and dig through some of the paperwork.
There you go.
It's got to be there.
All right, Asherelle, you got any down for us today? A very, very lively conversation, and I think very informative, educational. I learned a lot. Really, really excited. Hey, Richard Hart, we need this PulseChain so that we can start playing around in Power City. I had one of my good friends, Asherelle, Yayito. He's down in Mexico. He messaged me and was like, bro, I put 35 grand in the Hex. What the hell is going on? And I'm like, I'm sorry, man. Like, hopefully he's like, when's PulseChain dropping? I'm like, I don't know, man. And I feel bad because it's like
people look at you for answers, man. You're their guru. Yeah, I get it.
And
we get them all the time, man. Same here.
It's like, hey, we're going to the moon, just not yet, bro.
Yep.
So
yeah, man. No down tonight. Really, just scrolling through Twitter, just stuff that just piss us off. So I don't want to spoil the mood. Just scroll through Twitter. It's all inflation, gas prices. So I'm like,
hey,
we can end on a high note.
Before I forget, you guys, September 7th. I don't know if you guys are going to PulseCon to Vegas. If you are, we are actually throwing a party on September 7th. Okay, Backstage Bar and Billiards and Fremont Country Club. They're next to each other. It's right downtown Las Vegas. My good friend DJ Lethal from Limp Bizkit is a partner in those clubs. He's going to be DJing there all night. We have Sid from Slipknot, and we booked the Crystal Method. Boxable agreed to come out and set up a Boxable casita in the back. There's going to be taco trucks. We're going to have cigar service. You know what I mean? Like just good times and it's under $50 for a ticket. It's super. It's not expensive at all. Grab one. We'd love to meet you guys, and if you are out there, we would love to have you guys come and hang out.
Appreciate that invite, brother. PulseCon will be taking place in Las Vegas.
Yes.
And I know that that'll probably be a can't miss a event. DJ Lethal, I'm sure everyone has heard of Limp Bizkit and been a partner. They definitely know how to throw down. So, hey, look, if I'm able to make it, we'll definitely look forward to meeting you guys. Actually, are Texas based, but hopefully we can get out to Vegas and have a little fun. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, make a Crypto and Down official trip. Yeah.
Hopefully Pulse is on.
I'm like, hopefully we got a little extra cash here to burn.
I don't know, right? It would suck if it hasn't launched yet, but I feel like there's so many people I want to meet in this community. So worst case, we get to meet those people still and hang out with everybody. Best case is we get to do it and Pulse launch. So
agreed.
Just gotta wait. Time will tell.
All right, Asher, I appreciate you not ruining the mood. Let's not talk about any down this week.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm so sorry, man.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
No, all right. While you're here, that was a great info because I actually didn't know you guys were doing the event at PulseCon, so that's huge. I'm glad you added that.
It's Asher's glasses, man. He looks like he's ready to hit the club. That's why I was like, made me think about it.
I'm gonna have to bring these if I come for sure.
I like those, man.
Yo, man, gotta block out that blue light.
Yeah, man, those are the Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas glasses.
Hell yeah.
Right.
I like those.
I guess we can do some down. Shout out to Johnny Depp. That'll be my win for the day. Coach Jesus says we appreciate you both for having us, Asher and JJ. Of course, brothers. Last words from me is shit. Don't look at your wallet this week. Don't look at it next week because we're all down in the bottoms. And don't text me asking me when we're going back up because I don't know. So that's my message for today. Love you guys. Appreciate y'all coming through. And Crypto Rascals, Crypto Warriors. I will not be here next Tuesday. My wife will be having a baby next Tuesday, so no stream next week. We should be back in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But hey,
congratulations to both of you. Congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah, congrats. New member of the family coming. Excellent.
Man. Well, hey, Post Jesus says don't look at it for months. I agree. I'm not looking till September at least.
And he meant the wallet, not the baby.
Exactly.
All right, y'all. Appreciate it again. Hopefully we can catch y'all in Vegas. And on that note, y'all, we out.
Peace.